Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. It's going to be another philosophy themed based class like we've been looking at in the classes over the last month. This theme is going to be from the Bhagavad Gita today, and it's going to be concerning the three Gunas. These are simply states of consciousness, and they determine really our moods, our characters. So we can look at them in different poses and thinking about maybe how we can use these in other ways of our life to help us be more calm and less stressful. So for today's practice, if you have got a belt, that's going to be really handy for one of our arm stretches, or just grab something that resembles a belt that you can use. And let yourself get anything else that might help you. And then bring yourself down to the floor, and we'll start off first of all just centering, and I'll speak a little bit more about what this theme is. So come all the way down, just move whatever you don't need out of the way. And just let yourself settle onto the floor. And just tuning in to see whether it feels better to have the legs bent, or maybe rolling the knees in so they touch, or even letting your legs extend out. And just give yourself time, first of all, just to settle into your body. And just start to feel that whatever day, whatever morning, whatever afternoon that you've had, just start to feel that you just gather those energies inwards. So you start to become very present and aware of the body, first of all. Maybe just noticing the earth and how your body just releases down, how it's supported by the earth. And just start to let go of any tension, any tightness in the body, relaxing the shoulders. Letting the back really relax so that you feel this support of the earth underneath you. Just becoming to feel more present, more aware. If the mind is busy, if the mind is racing, just let yourself keep dropping back into the physical body. And I think this is a really nice process, first of all, as it allows us just to be more present with what is now, which is simply the body. And then what you're going to do, first of all, is just start to focus on your breath. Focus on simply the rise and fall of the inhales and the exhales. Maybe just see with every exhale if you can just feel your contact with the earth more. With every exhale, just allow yourself to become more present, as if you was just giving in to the present moment. With every exhale, just see if you can allow the body to become softer and more relaxed. So that theme of the Gunas, they're subtle energies that are present in everything. And at all times, we have that kind of combination of these three states of consciousness. So the three states are tamas, and that's more of a static state. It's where we sometimes feel inertia, dullness. It might feel that those mornings when we feel it's really hard to get up and motivate ourselves, that's when we're kind of in a state of tamas. It's not all bad, we need that stillness as well. We need to find times when we're grounded. The second state of the Gunas is rajas. And that's kind of the opposite. It's more activity. It's about as well kind of a turbulence, maybe the imbalance. It's about everything that goes around in life, and sometimes we get caught up in the dramas of this activity of life. So if we let ourselves just consume in that, we're not going to feel this sense of being grounded. We're not going to feel this sense of peace. And the last one, the state of consciousness, is sattva. And that's the one that we're told that we start to, with our yoga practice as well, eventually find our way working towards this state of feeling balanced, harmony, being awakened, and not being caught up in the physical dramas of the world. So in everything that we do, we've got those states, those 3 states that run through it. And sometimes you'll find that one is more involved in whatever we're doing. And as long as you're finding that, you need to find a state of balance. So if you know what it is, if you're in a state of stress or anxiety, then allowing yourself to find maybe more calmness and peace will help us to feel good. So I'm going to read just a little bit so you get an idea of these philosophy themes in my book, The Bhagavad Gita. This translation is by Eknath Eswaran. And I'll just read you a little bit his translation first of all, which is really nice. Guna means strand, and in the Gita, the Gunas are described as the very fabric of existence, the veil that hides unity in a covering of diversity. Tamas is Maya's power of concealment, the darkness or ignorance that hides unitive reality. Rajas distracts and scatters awareness, turning it away from reality towards the diversity of the outside world. Thus, the Gunas are essentially born of the mind. When the mind's activity is stilled, we can see life as it is. We can also think of the Gunas as different levels of consciousness, what we were saying. So tamas is the lowest level, the vast unconsciousness, a dumping ground for the residue of past mental states. Rajas is what we ordinarily mean by mind, the stream of thought that races along, desiring, worrying, resenting, scheming, competing, frustrating and getting frustrated. Raja is power released but uncontrolled and egocentric. Sattva finally is the so-called higher mind, detached, unruffled, self-controlled. The natural harmony that comes with unity of purpose, character and desire. And they actually say, so the bit in the Bhagavad Gita, when they ask about what kind of the gunas, what these states of consciousness are. And it says, our faith conforms to the nature, Arjuna. Human nature is made of faith. A person who is what is Shraddha is. The 3 kinds of faith express themselves in the habits of those who hold them, in the food they like, the work they do, the disciplines they practice, the gifts they give. And it says, it goes on, listen and I will describe those different ways. I won't say too much because you can always read it. It does describe it quite well. The last bit, it says, to offer services to the gods, to the good, to the wise, and to your spiritual teacher, purity, honesty, and non-violence. These are the disciplines of the body. To offer soothing words, to speak truly, kindly, and helpfully, and to study the scriptures. These are the disciplines of speech. So we'll think about those in the practice, and just as we find our breath, we're going to breathe in nice and slowly, in through the nose, follow it to that end of your inhale, and as you breathe out, follow that breath all the way to that end of your exhale. You're going to carry on doing that, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Starting to be able to open up the lungs more. Starting to lengthen your breath. So as you get to that top of that inhale, if you can, just pause in that space, that stillness that comes after your inhale. And then slowly as you breathe out, follow it to that end of that exhale. And then pause in that emptiness, that space after your exhale. So do that a few more moments if you can. Just pausing in that space so that it feels as comfortably, as long as it's good for you to pause in that space. And this is where we can really experience that sattva state of being. In those states of stillness and calmness that those pauses of the breath brings, allow yourself just to find this sense of calmness and ease. They often say as well that with the pauses in the breath, there's no thought. And just do a couple more. Make this your last one and slowly allow yourself just to release. Let yourself begin to move the arms and have a nice stretch from here. So feeling there how the body just can move, and just enjoy that feeling of stretch. And that's that feeling that you get when you're tired, when you feel a little bit low in energy. The wonders that a stretch does. So this is a little bit when Rajas is starting to get into that, feeling that physical movement, feeling how as we move the body that sends energy out. Take a good few breaths, maybe allow your toes to spread so you don't hurt the back, just gently anchoring a little bit more in with the navel, but you can still encourage that good stretch of the legs from here. And then slowly release, let your legs bend. Hug your knees in towards the chest and just take a moment, just gently rocking from side to side. You might like to invite your hands to cup the knees and just start to move into some nice big circles with the knees. Might feel nice to keep your feet together, maybe the knees just slightly apart from here. And then reversing that movement from here. You can always cross your ankles as well. That feels quite nice as you do this movement, a sense of stability through the hips and your pelvis. That's it. And then slowly coming back from here, you're going to take your feet to the floor. You're going to bring the arms down by the sides of the body. You're going to do a couple of rounds of our bridge. So just focus on, first of all, feet pressing down in towards the earth. And as we use that inhale, we're going to send your hips up, lifting the hips, lifting the spine away from the floor. And as you breathe out, feel yourself feeling grounded as you come all the way back down. Doing this a few more times. You can keep it nice and low, or maybe each time you lift, you start to lift a little bit higher. So start to feel that you're using this to wake up into the body. Starting to use the breath and the energy of the physical body as we start to lift up. Just be aware of how that feels, the strength in the legs, the opening in the front of the body, that nice movement into the spine. You can make this your last one from here. You might roll up a bit higher onto the shoulders if that feels an option today. If the fingers extend down, you might just let your hands come down or interlock the fingers from here. And just use your breath to feel that you was breathing into any parts of the body that need to just wake up right now. Feeling energy, just that subtle energy moving in through the body as we lift. And then slowly release. Release the arms first. Come back down with the spine all the way back down to the floor. Hugging the knees in towards the chest again, taking a rock from side to side. You're going to spread the arms out to the side, so either cat-cozy arms or a little bit shoulder height if you have got the room to do so. You can either keep your knees tucked in towards you or take your feet down to the floor. And we'll drop the knees to the right, head to the left. And we'll continue to move it. Use your inhale to come back. As you breathe out, knees to the left, head to the right. And continue to move it from side to side with real conscious awareness. You might like to feel that any stuck energy that you feel, any tightness around your back is just starting to wake up from here. That's the thing, when you've been still for a while, twists are the most wonderful things to do. They allow all that energy to move up and down the spine. They create space in the muscles around the spine. And it's quite energising as well. If we can allow some good movement into the spine, it has a good effect on the rest of the body. Next time you go over to the right, we'll hold it here. You might like your right hand to come onto that outside of that left leg, and you might extend your left arm further behind you. You might even take some awareness into the left side of the body, as if you was directing that breath and the energy of that breath all into that left lung, which is open a little bit more. And then bring the arms back, coming back. We'll take it one more time to that left side, holding it now. You can take the left hand onto the outside of the right leg. You might invite the right arm to just gently stretch away from you. And this time, bring your intention as you invite more breath, more awareness into the right side of the lung. So breathe in, feeling that movement of your breath on that side of the body. And then slowly coming back to the centre, hug the knees one more time in towards the chest. Either drop the knees to one side. If you can do a few spinal rolls are really good as they wake up the spine. Just be careful of your neck and the head. If you've got injuries, don't do it. You might cross the legs and do a few of these, and let yourself, if it does work, take the legs kind of over a bit more as you give the spine a really good massage. You can do it a few more times. And then on the last one, you might even just hover for a little bit. You have to engage your core for a bit from here. Feel maybe just a little bit of fire and heat, and how we can use that to stay nice and lifted, and then slowly release from here. We'll just come to seated for a few breaths, nice and lifted from here. We're going to allow ourselves to raise the arms, take an inhale, palms together, and as you breathe out, hands towards the chest. We'll carry on, inhale to lift up, exhale, hands towards the chest. Do one more, inhale to lift and hands towards the chest. Let yourself roll over, and we'll move all the way over to the all fours from here. Spreading the hands, knees underneath the hips, finding our connection with the earth from here. A couple of cat stretches, inhale, lift your tailbone, lift the front of the body, lifting the head. And as you breathe out, rounding over. Coming through again, inhale to lift for a second round. And exhale, rounding over. Last one, inhale to lift. And exhale to round over. Going to tuck your toes from here. Going to take a few breaths where we're going to alternate between downward dog and coming back to child's pose. So we're going to lift her into our downward dog for a few breaths from here. And then exhaling, coming back down to the knees. You can release the feet, coming back into a child's pose. You're going to work through the same, so come back to the all fours. You could do a nice cat stretch actually from here. Tucking the toes under, lifting up into downward dog for a couple of breaths. And then letting your knees come back to the floor. You can keep the hands in the same position if it does work. Just extending back as we come back into child's pose. Let yourself do that in a few times in your own breath. You can add that cat stretch in between. And just feel that, allowing the body to gently wake up from here. And just feeling that sense of feeling grounded as well. So we're adding that sense of just feeling a bit of stability, but we're starting to wake up the body, and that's what the postures do. If we feel that we're quite low, that we feel the body feels very tired, we start to use these postures just to invite more opening, more energy into the body. So we're bringing ourselves just a bit of that Raja energy, that consciousness, that Raja state, by allowing us to move a little bit more. We're not getting too caught up at the moment, holding the poses for too long. We're just allowing ourselves just to find this nice feeling of feeling grounded and stability, allowing ourselves to move into this energy. So the next time that you come into downward dog, we're going to just hold it there for a few breaths from here. So you want to plug your hands in towards the earth. Try to press down a bit more with the base of your thumb and your index finger. Just take a moment just to release the head, let go of any tension, any tightness. And then bending the legs, we're going to slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Let your hands come to the hips and we'll lift all the way up to standing. Take a moment to take a few breaths from here. I'm going to do just a little bit of movement to wake up the body. So if we feel that, that's that thing, if you feel that you're tired a lot, you need to bring that energy state, you need to bring a bit of that Rajas into the body. So let yourself be hip distance apart, nice soft knees. Make sure you've got room to take the arms out to the side. And we're going to slowly, just keeping a softness in the knees, allowing ourselves to take a twisting movement from side to side. If it does work, you can make loose fists with your hands so that you feel that gentle tapping of the fists against the back of the body, a little bit of waking up from here as well. So anything that's going to kind of wake up the body a little bit more is going to help us to feel good. Do a few more from here. Just feel grounded as well, so we feel that sense of stability. And then slowly let the movement become slower till eventually that you have stopped. That's it, great. I'm just going to allow yourself to give the wrists a nice shake from here. Give them, and then get it into your arms as well. Maybe feel that you're shaking the arms. You might like to take your arms and lift them and do some nice sweeping movements from here. And then allow yourself to draw them back. So nice sweeping movements with the arms. Notice how that feels on the shoulders. A good one for the mind. Try to take one arm back and one arm forward. It's going to feel really weird. Try not to overthink it. And then go the other way, so you're reversing. The other one's going forward and the other one's going back. It always catches me out a bit, this one. So give them a good shake again. And then you're going to do the legs. You might have your hands onto the hips as you shake the legs. Give them a good shake. As if you feel all that tiredness or low energy that sometimes we feel, that you're giving it a good shake and getting it out. That's it, you can smile as well, you can laugh, that's always good. And then do it with everything, do your hands and your legs. And just do any movement, anything that feels good. Couple more of these, give them a real good shake. And then stop. And then just pause in that stillness. Maybe you feel this vibration of the subtle energy that you're feeling in the body, feeling that you've woken it up. Just take a few really nice, good breaths from here. And then slowly allowing yourself to blink the eyes open. We're going to come to the front of the mat and we're going to do a few sun salutations from here. So we'll do the ones that don't involve the lunge. We'll do some nice half forward fold. Another thing as well, this is going to be great. So sun salutations are good if you feel a bit that sluggish, a bit that tamas energy, that it brings a little bit of that physical state in. So a few breaths for me. You might start off palms in towards your chest. Take a few nice breaths. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Just stay connected to the earth. Just feel present, feel stable for a few moments. Opening the eyes. Take a nice inhale, raise the arms. You can look up if it feels okay. And then breathing out, softening the knees, sweeping the arms out, coming forward. Hands can come to the shins as we inhale, half forward fold. As we breathe out, folding over the legs from here. Going to bend the legs deeply so you can step back to a plank or a half plank pose. You're going to take your knees down to the floor, release the feet, roll all the way down to the floor, preparing arms for cobra or sphinx. Inhale, we're going to lift up, still stay rooted with the feet connecting to the earth. You breathe out, press into the hands, find your way back into downward dog. Few breaths if you need to adjust with your feet. And then softening the knees, we're going to step forward, feet towards the hands. Hands to your shins, inhale, looking up halfway. Exhale, softening and folding over the legs. Soften the knees, sweeping the arms up, inhale to lift. And exhale, hands towards the chest. Going to bring it up again. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, soften and fold. Bending the legs deeply, stepping back into a plank pose, holding it a couple of breaths, shoulders forward of the wrists. Knees come down, release the feet, lowering all the way down to the floor. Prepare the arms as we inhale, lifting up cobra or our sphinx. Stay rooted with the feet. Pressing into the hands, come back to the knees, finding our way back into downward dog. Couple of breaths. Soften the knees, step your feet towards your hands. Hands on your shins, lifting up for a half forward fold. And exhale, fold and release over the legs. And soften the knees, sweep the arms out, lifting up. You can gaze up if that works. Breathing out, hands towards the chest. We'll come up one more time, so take an inhale to lift up. Exhale, soften and fold over the legs. Hands lift, head lifts for a half forward fold. Exhale, soften and fold. Going to bend your legs deeply, stepping back to your plank or your half plank pose. Hold it there for a couple of breaths. Knees drop down, release the feet, lowering all the way down to the floor. And slowly lift up into your cobra or your sphinx. You're going to press back to the all fours, tuck the toes under back into your downward dog from here. You're going to soften the knees, you're going to step forward to the feet towards your hands, lifting up, half forward fold. And as you exhale, releasing down. Soften the knees, sweep the arms up, lifting all the way up from here. And hands down towards your chest, the heart centre. Let yourself just pause in that feeling that you've created, waking up the systems of the body, waking up all the joints. Sun salutations are so good as they work all the joints, they take the body in different directions. And they really help us to stay really quite focused in the mind as well. So a great one if you feel that you're very tired, invite a little bit more of that energy in. From here, we're going to come to a balance, we'll come to tree, a little bit of variation. So do take yourself near the wall or anything that's going to help. Hands are on the hips, so we're going to take all the weight into your left leg, we're going to lift the right leg, taking your time to turn it out, finding your preferred position, just making sure it's not on the knee. Take a few breaths, nice and lifted from here. You can raise the arms, feeling that stability into the legs and the feet. If it works, you're going to start to raise the arms from here, reaching them up. You might even look up towards your hands if you really want to challenge your balance. Let the gaze come back. We're going to take a cactus arms from here. And as we take a cactus arms, send your chest and your heart forward even more. Imagine that your chest was a light that was shining forward. And just start to feel that state of peace and calmness, even though we're in a challenge of a balance. Starting to find that sattvic state, a peaceful state. Slowly let the arms release down. Always more challenging coming out. Let your knee come back, take your foot down to the floor. If you need to shake out the legs, go ahead and shake your legs out. We'll tail the weight onto your right foot. We're going to do the same with the left leg from here. So you're going to lift it, going to turn it out to the side. So you can take it up a little bit higher if you need to. That's it. Once you've got your balance, arms down by the sides of the body, slowly start to move the arms from here. And feel the challenge of the posture as we lift. As we lift the arms, it's going to challenge even more. Just start to feel grounded. Feel the energy that's working to keep you lifted into this pose. And then you can do your cactus arms from here and focus on your chest and your heart sending through. Try to just feel this state of peace and calmness. Even though we're in a challenge of standing on one foot, we can still bring ourselves to that feeling of peace and calmness. Not being attached to whether we move out of the balance or whether we wobble. Just staying calm and centred. Slowly allow ourselves to release. Slowly release that foot. Take it down to the floor. Give the legs a nice shake from here. And then you're going to come to your mat, your long sides of the mat, and we'll open out your feet from here. So feet are facing the front. And we'll take it into a nice warrior position. So we'll turn your right foot out, left foot is forward. You're going to bend into that leg. You're going to extend your arms, lifting up, reaching out with the arms, drawing into the navel. And really feel as well that you use this. You don't kind of collapse, or sometimes you might feel a bit tired, or you're just doing the posture. Try to feel that you make it energizing by sending full awareness down into both feet for a connection, and both awareness out into both of your arms from here. Take a few nice breaths, and then slowly let your hands come to the hips. We're going to slowly let yourself turn into warrior one. So you're going to pick up your back foot. You can adjust it. You might take it a little bit towards the outside edge of the mat so you come forward. You might like to as well. We're going to do a Gunas arm. So if you have got a belt, grab it. Let it be handy here from here. So first of all, we're just going to come into our warrior. So you're going to bend into that front leg. You know, draw into the navel. And you're going to start to slowly raise the arms from here. And just take a few really nice breaths, reaching into the arms, drawing back into the navel. And then we're going to take it into Gunas. So your top arm is going to bend and come back. And your bottom arm is going to release and take your fingers behind you. So if you need your belt, grab your belt. So you can use the arm, it'll be the opposite arm that's lifted to the leg in front. And then take a few moments. You're going to open up into that chest. You could maybe look up slightly. You could bend a little bit lower if you wanted to feel your connection. You might feel that challenge of the balance. You're feeling rooted still. You're feeling the strength maybe in the legs that's supporting the body. And then focus on your chest and the heart centre and allow that calmness just to start to come through that sattvic state. A few really nice breaths. And then slowly release from here. You can just put your belt to the floor for a moment. And press up. You're going to bring yourself, adjust your back foot so you're back into that nice wide position again. And we'll do the same, but we'll do a twist in between. So do take a block. If you know your hand doesn't come to a block, grab hold of your block from here. So we're going to hinge at the hip, so softening the knees, taking your time. Feel that full stability down with your legs and your feet. And then slowly allowing ourselves to fold forward. You can move the block if you need to for a few breaths. We're going to take your left hand down. Your right hand is going to come to the lower back as we twist. And if it does feel good, lifting up. And we're going to move from side to side. So as you breathe out, release the hands down, swapping hands as you breathe in. You're going to twist either hand on the lower back or extending up with the arm. And as you breathe out, lower down. We'll do it again. Inhale, twisting towards that right side. And exhale to lower. Twisting towards, as we breathe in, that left side. Exhale to lower. We'll do one more. Over to that right side. We'll hold it there for a few breaths. So try to feel that you create the energy in the posture by rooting down with that bottom arm, but extending right up into the fingers as if you was creating a really good energy line between both arms and the shoulders. And then slowly release. We'll do it to the other side, holding it. So twisting again, either hand on that lower back or extending up. And feel that as if you was resisting into the earth. So you're pressing it away from you. You're extending up into that top arm. Take a good few breaths and then slowly releasing down from here. Hands on the hips and we'll lift up. Just move your brick out of the way. Get your belt, if you used your belt, ready so it's in easy reach over to your other side. Hands on the hips, we'll turn your left foot out, warrior two first, right foot forward, and you're going to bend into your leg from here. You're going to extend the arms out and gazing towards that middle finger. And try to find that you use all those qualities, those states of consciousness of those three gunas. You feel quite steady and stillness of the posture. But we feel that we allow ourselves to invite energy in by pressing down with both feet, extending out with the arms. And then we find a sense of calmness and peace in that stillness. Let your hands come to the hips and then we'll turn so we face towards, it'll be the right side this time. You want to pick up that right foot and you could take it right out to that outside edge of that kind of the long side of the mat if it feels nice on the hips. And you're going to bend into that leg. We're going to lift up the arms from here and take a few really nice easy breaths from here. And then we'll do the same, that Gunas. So it can be, I think it's going to be the right arm this time and your left one is going to come back. So if you need your belt, grab hold of your belt, take it into that top arm and lifting up. And then you can just focus on taking more awareness into the chest, the heart centre from here. Feel that full expansion as if you was just trying to invite a little bit more of that life force energy in through the breath into the heart centre. Couple more breaths. And then slowly release. You can release your belt, you can take it down to the floor. You're going to come back again to the front, adjust your feet, and then just step or heel toe your feet back together from here. Move your belt out of the way, you're going to come back to the front of the mat, and then we'll allow ourselves to roll down. So you're going to start to soften the knees, tucking the chin in, slowly, bit by bit, start to roll down, as if you feel that really nice wave of relaxation, softening and releasing down across your spine. Bending the legs so we're able to sit all the way back down. And we'll come back to the bottoms from here. We're going to lengthen the legs out. We'll take a forward fold. So we'll bend the right leg. Sole of that foot comes in, knee out to the side. You can sit on something if you need, or you can support under that knee. Hands either side of that leg. If it feels good, spread the toes. Nice full breath in, and as you breathe out, softening and folding over that leg, you can slide the hands down to the ankle or the feet. And then allowing your head just to release from here. Just feeling more now from those poses that we did stand in, that you're feeling more of a feeling of stability and releasing and letting go. So a stillness in the posture. So stillness is good as well. If we're always in a state, that Raja state, that we're always constantly going, it's not good for us. We have to have that balance between two. So just enjoy that stillness now. And then lifting up, coming all the way up from here. We'll take that foot to the floor. We'll take a twist. So we'll take that foot over towards the outside of the leg. And if you know it works for you, take that leg back. And you can as well, if you've got a block, if you find twists really quite hard to do, sometimes just by sitting on a block gives you a little bit of extra lift. So if you've got something, try it, see if it works for you. So nice and lifted, we'll raise your left arm. We're going to start to take it over that leg or hold it onto the arm as we twist towards that right side. And just take a few breaths, really think about your spine and creating that lovely, lovely stretch, that lengthening movement, but feeling the stability of your sit bones rooted down towards the earth. And then slowly allowing ourselves to release. You can move your block if you used your block, extending out carefully with the legs. We'll do the same on the other side. So you're going to bend your left leg, sole of the foot in towards that leg, the other leg extending out. Hands either side of the leg, lifting up nice and tall. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, folding forward over that leg. You can take the hands to the foot and just lowering the head from here. And just feeling that sense of stillness and steadiness. And from that, just see if you can tap into that state of calmness and just simply being in the moment. Just a few more breaths. And then lifting up again, coming all the way back up. We'll do that same thing. If you found a block was handy, that's why I thought I'd demonstrate the block today, because sometimes it just helps people in the twist. So that foot's going to go over. You can take the other foot round if that was an option too. Lifting up nice and tall. It's going to be your right arm is going to lift this time, either hugging the thigh or coming over, and your left hand is going to spiral behind. I always quite like to just come up onto the fingers as I use that just to allow myself to lift a little bit taller. You might find that you can press that other foot down in towards the earth. Don't worry at all if it's lifted. And just feel that really nice feeling of stretching out across the back of the body as you come to that twist. And then slowly releasing. Release your legs. You can take your block away if you used your block. And then we're going to roll down to the floor. So extending out with the arms, drawing in with the navel. We're going to slowly allow ourselves to roll down. Hug your knees in towards the chest. Just take a gentle rock from side to side. And then let the feet come back down to the floor. And either let your legs stay bent, knees dropping in, or extending out with the legs. And today you might like your other hands to come to the belly, or you might like one hand into the belly, one hand into the centre of the chest. And just see if you can just tune into the breath. Let the body really relax. Let the legs become heavy. Let any tension ease away from the face, the mouth, the jaw. As if we was just giving in to the support that's underneath us right now. Without controlling the breath, just tune in with it. Maybe if you've got your hands there, feeling it with the hands. And then slowly let the hands rest back down to the floor, or keep them to the belly if you feel more comfortable. Just make sure there's a bit of room between your armpits and your arms. Chin tucked in slightly, and just for a few moments, just let yourself be really present here. In Shavasana, we become consciously aware. We allow the physical body to release and relax and let go. We bring ourselves into full awareness. From this state of consciousness, we feel very balanced harmony with everything around us. Feeling a sense of just pure love, pure awareness. Stay there just for a few more moments. And then slowly let your fingers wriggle, let your toes wriggle. Give the arms a nice stretch. Bring back again what it feels like, that balance, to bring energy back into the stillness of the body. Let the legs bend, hug the knees in towards the chest. Have a gentle rock from side to side. When you're ready, roll over onto the right side of the body and let yourself move all the way up into a nice seated position. Let yourself bring your hands together and take a few breaths from here. Let the eyes close or a soft gaze. Just simply feel the effects of the class, of the breathing, of the movements, and being present, and how that maybe allows you to feel more focused, more balanced, to deal with anything in life. So awareness of the Gunas allows us to make choices and be more balanced, peaceful, and find harmony both on and off the mat. Understanding the nature of the Gunas brings us closer to seeing this universal truth of oneness and connection to all. When you're ready, you're going to let your palms rub together. You're going to do it a few moments until you feel a nice feeling of warmth and heat. So feeling that energy being created by allowing the body to move. So feeling that maybe that Raja state, just feeling that heat. And then from here, let your hands cup over your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. And just start to let that darkness or the warmth of your hands just soothe around your head and the eyes. Begin to separate your fingers. Let the eyes start to open. And very slowly move your fingers down. Let your hands come to your heart centre. And very softly, just bowing your head down towards the heart centre. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, lifting your head. Namaste. Thank you for joining me with the class today. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope you feel a little bit more balanced with all those energies of those 3 states of consciousness.